is refusing to evacuate his home from the northern border, I cannot cheat him. And when I tell him, you're safe here, we're far away from it, don't worry, but the very next day I have to keep him at home because there are death threats on the Jewish community, and even his principal in an international school, not a Jewish one, is telling me that it's safe that he stay at home. I can't shield him from that. And so the only thing I want you to read is a few words about what it's like to be an Israeli mother, or should I say a Jewish mother during those days. So being an Israeli mother is nearly the same, but not like the rest of the world. Being an Israeli mother means that in any given moment, everything can change. Being an Israeli mother is knowing that you have to explain the unexplainable things to your children and make it with the utmost amount of sensitivity. Being an Israeli mother means that you're so angry at your kids right now, and you just thank God that you have someone to be angry for. To be an Israeli mother is fear. It's fear that the mother nowhere else in the world knows. Being an Israeli mother is to try and hold it in, but to break down and cry beside your kids because sometimes you just can't hold it anymore. And it's to let their little hands be the ones that bring you comfort. Being an Israeli mother is to be always prepared. To be an Israeli mother is to understand that even your 5-year-old knows what a rocket is. He knows how an alarm sounds. And he knows how a shelter looks like. Not because it's cool, but because that was his reality. Being an Israeli mother is having to lie on top of your kids when the sky are burning. Being an Israeli mother is being as fragile, as weak as it seems, but being tough and resilient like no one can imagine within a few seconds difference. Being an Israeli mother is scary because God knows how many times you had to think about, but what if this happens and how will I react if that happens? Being an Israeli mother is to be a very special kind of mother. You have to be soft and empathetic and to know how to hug them, but keep that knife between your teeth and be ready to protect them. It's really hard, but it's something we're really proud of doing, and it's infuriating that we have to. It makes you feel proud, but broken, and it gives you strength, because every time you see that child, you know why you're doing what you're doing. So this is a bit of what it's like to be an Israeli or Jewish mother, even here in Dublin. When yesterday, we couldn't go into town because people were walking in the street chanting for the destruction of our nation, but more than that, they were going around with terrorist flags, with the PFLP flags, organizations that have murdered hundreds of Jewish people around the world. They have attacked Jewish schools and embassies and airplanes and never stopped. And you have representatives in this very building that will not condemn that publicly. And if you cannot condemn those very horrifying acts, and I just want to thank every single one of you to come, because being an Israeli mother is also feeling very much alone the last week and a half. But every time we get together and we see faces here, we feel like we have a little bit of a community around us. And you know what? We might be few, but we're mighty. And we just love our family.
Thank you, Barbara.